Hey, good morning. I have a page to do, so what better time to show you all of the new features and kind of little hidden tidbits that are built into the page editor now in HighLevel. So, first thing we're going to start with is typography. So, now you can go ahead and directly upload all of your fonts straight into your builder without having to do any crazy workarounds. So in here you can see I already have my custom font selected, but if you just click typography and then open this, you can either choose from your media library and then you just double click, or you can upload any file from your device. And then you can set those as your content, and like Margot's a custom font of mine, for example. So I just search it there. And then you can set them as your actual headline and content font. Now, if you want to use it like specifically like Margot, I obviously don't want that script to be in my regular content or my headline font. So I can just come to custom font, and then you'll still have the ability to go ahead and actually find those custom fonts inside of the builders, which is super nice. I have no idea what that box was that just showed up. So now I'm curious. Again, they're changing things in here every day. So we're going to find some things together. The other little thing that we also have, if you don't know about the layers panel, I highly recommend you using that. I'm just going to go through and make sure I didn't, this one, pages. So you have a new page accessor as well. So you can still get to them here, but you can also very quickly kind of see, hey, here's all the pages we have, and go ahead and click and get into those. Of course, you have your tracking code, custom CSS, typography we already did, background's the same. Pop-up settings are new. So this one's kind of cool. You can actually build out a number of pop-ups and connect them to different styles of entry or visibility. So for example, this is just a kind of general pop-up. I'm just gonna pop in like a pre-built. I guess I'm not. Can I put my opt-in? No. Saved assets. It's not gonna, okay, we're just gonna add a headline, maybe. Okay, small call to action headline. Okay, so here's a pop-up. Now, what you're going to see is you have your regular kind of area over here that's gonna be sub-headline. If I do pop-up settings, you can see I can disable, so I can turn it off. Close the pop-up when clicking outside, so I can choose whether to turn on. If this is on, I can click out here and it's gonna close this pop-up. You can pick your different widths, so now you can make them a little bigger than they used to be, small, medium, large. And then you have the option to show either none, so this will basically be pop-up is pretty much turned off. You can show it via exit. None could also be used if you only have it connected to a button, if you don't want it to show any other way other than you linking it to a button or an asset or something like that. Exit, so with an exit intent, if I go up here, this thing's gonna pop up. And then also a delay, which is the time delay. So if I want to show this after 4 seconds on the website, I would just set that to 4. You also now can kind of choose where it's positioned on the screen. This is going to apply, these settings are going to apply a little bit less to mobile because, the screen, is kind of one orientation, all the good stuff. But you can kind of select where those are going to be living. You also have the ability to add multiple now. So hold on, let me come back out here. We can do pop-up settings. This create new pop-up is going to allow me to create multiple pop-ups. So if I want 2 different pop-ups on this page, maybe one for an opt-in and then one that's connected to a button for them to get more information about something, I could absolutely do that. I just have to come in and create that new pop-up. Okay, I think that's the majority there. Nothing crazy in SEO. Cookie consent's the same. Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and actually look at some of the new things in the builder. One of the bigger things you're going to see is all these, I'm going to move myself over, is all these new elements here. So super fun thing. We now have pre-built sections. So HighLevel's partnered with a very well-known designer to kind of give us these sections that are actually pre-built. So we don't have to just default to a full page or website template now. We can actually come through here and just kind of grab and customize whatever we want. And they keep adding these pretty consistently. So there is a good bit here. that you can literally just kind of drag in, and then you can see it already formatted to what I have set for my fonts and colors and stuff. I actually don't think those are my colors, but it did update to fonts. So nifty little thing there. You can also now save your own assets, which is super nice. Previously, we could save our sections, but we couldn't save very specific kind of things that we wanted, like elements. So now you can actually save elements as templates. So if I wanted to go ahead, let's say this is the button that I want every single time. You can see now I have this save option, and I can do standard TFF branded button or something like that. Save. And you can do it for anything. Like if I want to do it for, this image or this, I could absolutely do that. So it's going to be super helpful to allow you to really just quicken your pace of page building. I lost my words there for a second. Also, you have your kind of column options now where it's not just 1, 2, and you have to duplicate and do all that good stuff. Rich text is also new, so this is going to be really nice for especially blog areas, in my opinion. I'm sure you could use it in different areas here as well, but it's going to give you that actually rich text formatting. You can see we got a couple more options in this layout than we do a regular text box. What else? Logo showcase. So we have the cute little rolling logo. It's very easy to set up too. You just kind of drag it in and then you click here. Oh, I lied. You click here. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't seeing it pop up. And then you go ahead and replace your image. Of course, you can click here and it'll do all that. If you want a CTA, you can add that. And then you just kind of click through, replacing your links as you go. If you want to remove any, you can, of course, delete those. And then you have the option to kind of make it carousel style. You can make it rolling with different spaces and stuff. And then, of course, you're going to have like your borders and all that good stuff as usual on the styles panel. Next up, we have testimonials. So testimonials, so much flipping better. You're going to have a couple different layout options. So you can add testimonials the same way. Just kind of click here. And then edit. My bad. You can edit. I'll say she only gave us 4 stars. Name is Elsie. Date is this. Profile picture. You can put in as much or little information as you want. And then let's say I don't want to show the caption for anybody, which is like their title, and I don't want to show the date. We just want to show this. Maybe we don't want to show stars. Maybe we do. You can just kind of toggle on and off those different settings and then play with however you want the actual layout to be. Again, you can change if I want 4 columns instead of 3. We can go ahead and do that. And this will update to 4. You can change your spacing. Card style is just going to be kind of the layout of where everything is. And then fonts, arrow color, pagination, animation. You have 1,000,005 options to customize these, but they're super pre-built and extremely easy to work with so that, life's just a little bit easier. Number counter. So this is for all those people that want to put in those cute little rolling counters and stuff in their website. I've seen them a lot for like, number of cups of coffee drank, number of clients helped, number of hours worked. You can actually come in and just kind of set, I'm already there, and value, let's say we want it to be 250. And obviously counter 1 cups of coffee per month. Okay, so you can see then it would just kind of count up with me as I'm building. QR codes, super cool. So you can obviously build out QR codes in HighLevel now. You can add those to pages. This would be super, super nice for a variety of things, but maybe, you have a page up at an event or something you're speaking at and you want them to be able to opt in super quickly or whatever you're connecting to your QR code. You can actually add those to pages now. There's probably 100 other use cases. I just can't think of any right now. Pricing table. So for my SaaS people, this is for you or anyone that has multiple kind of pricing plans for their products. We finally have this. So inside of your pricing plan, you can kind of choose how you want it to be laid out again. You can do your grid, classic table, comparison table, and then a carousel, which would be good for people who have probably a little more. Let's look at carousel with only one column per row. It's not letting me do it, so not sure. Oh, there it was, of course. Okay, so again, you have a million customizations options over here, but the really nice part about this is that you can quickly kind of add and delete all your different pricing options. You can add and delete different features that you set here. And then, once again, okay, you can set your pricing here, all that good stuff, and then you can show your buttons and decide what action they go to per option. So let's say we want this one to go to step number about, and then I can come up here and say, hey, we're going to go to pro. I'll come right back down, and then we're going to go to step contact. So you can see where you can quickly send these to whatever checkout page they need to be in. Couple other nifty things that we have here. Let me just go down and kind of create a new section really fast. All right, forms and surveys. So forms and surveys, you can literally create them directly from your builder now. You don't have to like save, backtrack, go back into the forms and surveys area and build it. You can do it directly from here, as well as add your existing forms. I have to actually, okay, and then it's just going to come up with your form picker, pop her in, and she'll eventually load. It's there. It'll load eventually. Okay, there it is. Okay, I don't know why that took a little bit. All right, what else do we have here? Nav menu. You have your new store options and stuff there. There's a couple other things. Let me just kind of click through. Forms and surveys. Oh, they also have, these little very quick and easy templates right here. Your button templates, of course. Store things, which we don't. Hold on. I'll get it someday. Oh, universal sections is also new. So this is going to be really good for like your headers, your footers, anything you're putting across your entire account, not just in a website, because global sections are committed only to a website. So Funnel Flipper's website, we have our footer, we have our header, but they were saved as global sections. So they were only accessible in that site, not in our funnels and not in our blog page or store page, stuff like that. Well, store page, yeah, because it's part of the website. So section or universal sections will apply everywhere. You can put them anywhere. And then if I decide, hey, we're going to go ahead and swap out this form in our footer because I made it a universal section instead of a global, this is going to update everywhere. It's going to update in the blog, in any funnel we have it in, literally anywhere this lives in the account, it will be updated. So that is a really, really core difference between global and universal sections. Please don't forget it and change things and think it's just in your site, and it's not. There's a couple. We're supposed to also have nested. At some point in time, too, we're going to have our nested column sections, all that good stuff. I don't see them in here yet. Maybe I'm just missing it. But that will be coming at some point, too. And then I'll show you navigation menu just to kind of say, hey, this is kind of what it looks like. There's nothing super, super different than what it was, other than, you have some more e-com options, stuff like that. I don't need that, so I'm going to get rid of it. But all kinds of new things. If you didn't know too, because I know a lot of people actually skip this, it's been around for a very long time. But when you go into mobile, you're going to notice all this stuff over here shifts to mobile. So this is just a heads up. When I'm adjusting like font size right here, this is going to apply to mobile only. You can see if I come back, it's still 40 on desktop. But when you switch over to mobile view, it is automatically adjusting all of your kind of selections to mobile only. The exception, like if you hide this whole area, that's not going to be mobile only. But, and I think color as well. that's going to, yeah. So you'll be able to kind of see here anything that has the mobile icon, like line height, font weight, font size, etc., is going to be mobile specific, as well as like all your padding and spacing and stuff. Border no, align yes. So it's just one thing to know that I know a lot of people skip. So if you have questions, let us know. We'll talk soon.